everyone, welcome back to Fika for
Life.
Life. Have you noticed there's a voice that's missing? My co-host Lynn Nguyen is not here today because we'll be talking about fatherhood. So instead, me, Edward Thomas, I have two special guests today. One is
Gabriel Tulsgaard.
Yes, and the other is
Ionathan.
And you're both fathers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not that you've actually got pregnant or anything.
No.
Okay, good. We're just trying to make sure we're not breaking new ground here. How many kids do you have, Gabriel?
A son is 3.5 years old.
That's good that you said he was a son, that you know the difference between sons and daughters. Yeah. That's beautiful. Ionathan?
I have a 1-year-old daughter.
Oh, good. Everyone's naming how many, both the sex and the number of their children. I have 5 children, 3 girls, 2 boys. That's great. Well, and today in Sweden, it's Father's Day. So that's why the episode today, it's about being a father. Don't know where we should start today. I guess we'll just start from the beginning. So, because you guys are both first-time fathers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. As far as you know, you don't have any other children anywhere else.
Good you said it. I don't want to...
just to plant that seed so when you get home, your wife beats you up. I'm sorry. I'm just,
don't plant too many seeds.
So I have a couple of questions. Were you guys there for the birth?
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, so this is not the 1950s where they would kick the man out and say, we're boil water. I'm like, what do they boil water for? I just never understood that.
Soup.
For the placenta?
No.
Oh, okay. Just made soup.
You know when Jesus resurrected that girl?
Yeah.
What he said? Give her some food. So they were cooking soup.
Could have been like steak.
Maybe some chocolate cake. If
could be, yes. It could be these things that we eat. So we're almost at the season for Advent in Sweden, and we eat these things called lussekatter, which sounds like Lucy cats, which we're not eating cats. It's just a type of baked saffron bun with 2 raisins in it. 3 raisins would not be official, but 2 raisins, then it's like the real deal. I guess it's like the cat eyes looking at you or something. What do you think, Gabriel? You're Swedish. You should know these things.
I should know them. Yeah.
You should know them.
I should know it, but I don't.
Gabriel, you're getting an F in the Swedish school now.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. How much did you guys participate in the birth of your children? Like, did you get a chance to cut the umbilical cord? Did you help to catch the baby when he came out? I mean, what did you guys do?
No, I just sat next and observed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where should I start?
Oh my gosh!
No, I was.
You were probably there helping.
Yeah, I was holding her hand. She almost broke my hand, and then I was.
Evelyn?
No.
Oh, okay.
My wife. The kid came very fast. Actually, we got to hospital 11:00 and 2:15. The baby was out screaming loud. So that was fast.
Wow.
This is better than UPS.
And she was born in Sweden?
She was born here in Sweden.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your son was also born in Sweden?
No, he was born in Bangkok.
Okay, so now we have a little international. My kids were born both in Sweden and in the United States.
But if Evelyn would be born in Romania, I don't think I would be able to attend.
Oh, really?
Because not in the public hospitals, you're not allowed to, and then you need to pay a lot of money to a private hospital. So it's good that she was born here.
Okay.
But I was there. I caught the mother-daughter connection.
Okay.
I caught the Wi-Fi.
You're just like...
I turned it into Wi-Fi, actually.
Psh, you're not there anymore.
No, but I cried.
Did you?
I cried like a baby, yeah.
Jonathan, you're so cute.
Thank you.
Jonathan, so those of you who can't see him, he's this really big, muscular guy. And so you can't really imagine him, like, crying like a baby. Oh, that's so cute. I just want to kiss you. All right. Did you cry, Gabriel?
No. I was fairly calm.
Just typical Swede. He was like, that's no problem. Got under control.
Yeah, exactly.
I jumped around the hospital room like a nut. So you guys know me. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a baby.
Yeah, my father was sleeping.
Really?
When I was born, yeah.
Wow.
and the security guy from the hospital came to like, oh, you have a son. I was like, yeah, whatever. He said, sir, you don't get it? You have a son. I want to sleep. And after 15 minutes, he woke up and was like, did someone say that I have a son? And then he went to check. So I was so
Wow.
I was so important for him. that
Wow.
it took him 15 minutes to realize that.
Wow.
He was
That's
very
how it
clever,
goes.
so.
Okay, so how has fatherhood changed your life?
Well, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
What's the difference before Sebastian was born? How was your life then? How is it now?
I mean, the obvious thing is the difference in time and responsibilities and the flexibility of life. Now you have to be more structured. You have to be more aware of I can't, if I go somewhere, I have to plan for Sebastian, and that's my son's name, where like what things he would need if I go here, what potential, like I need to think of the diapers, I need to think of change of clothes, and like you have to be more prepared generally for everything that you do.
I felt like a bad dad. I was just like, we'll take it as it comes. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, same here. But what it changed is like before I was more free to play with my wife. Like, but now when the kid is watching and staring at you, you're like,
That could just be misinterpreted. I'm just saying this for
no. It's just like you interpret it. It's like,
okay,
because I was able to do it during the day, like during the weekends, and like now it's like, Evelyn is watching. Forget it.
Wow.
And then you have to wait for her to fall asleep, and then she wakes up and is like, Daddy, and you're like, go to sleep, please. And it's just 10 minutes. It's enough.
Okay.
It's
I need more than 10 minutes, but anyway, that's besides
because you have grown-up kids.
No, I mean, now they're grown-ups. I mean, that's the difference. You guys have smaller children.
Yeah.
So you have the youngest of us three.
Yeah.
And then you're in the middle, Gabriel. And then all my children are adults. So I think that's one of the differences is that where you guys are at now, I've been there, done that, am not going back. And you guys might end up with more kids in the future. So
Yeah, I think so.
So
Hopefully.
So that your journey is just starting. And I'm laughing because
Our Calvary just started.
I know, exactly. I think for myself, so I was really young when I got the boys, and I was a little bit older when I got the girls. But I think the same thing that you guys already noticed. Life does change. So changing like diapers and.
How young were you when you got the first kid?
22. So I was 20. I was 21, and then when Eddie was born, because he was born on New Year's, and then 2 weeks later was my birthday. So I usually say 22 because those 2 weeks don't really count in the being 21. But I was quite young, and had not had children before, and didn't really know a lot. I mean, I read a bunch of books, and I thought that made me smart. And then everything I read in the books didn't really apply to real life. So it was kind of different. And then we lived in California, so it was just kind of, I took them wherever I went. And a couple of years later, I was a single dad anyway. So I was just used to, change all the diapers. Back then, we would like make all their food. So we didn't buy any food because we thought like, the food's got filled with chemicals and colors. And so we like cooked the food and mashed it up and, processed it. So yeah.
Welcome in the club.
Yeah. And so, and then by the time the girls were born, then like food was a lot better. So a lot more natural and stuff like that. So it was a little different when they were born. But since we're going to talk about fatherhood, not just about the details of being a father, what would be the two things for each of you that you would say to someone who's a first-time dad, who's about to become a dad? So they're expecting a child, and what two important advices would you give? Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay, Ionathan?
The first one is don't freak out. Keep yourself together in the way that don't overthink how you will do it, how it's going to be. things like that, because you can't foresee some things. Just try to be the best version of the dad that you can be. Many things you will be willing to do, but you won't be able to do because of the context or like possibilities and so on. And then the second one, what I really, really done, it's like enjoy every second that you have with your kid. Because I was with Evelyn almost all the time. And I was home with her in parental leave. So I took her to the swimming pool for walks. We went to playgrounds and so on. So I just make the most out of the time that I had with her, because now I know that she will go to kindergarten, I will go to work and so on. So we will not have the same amount of time to spend together. So first one, it's keep yourself together, and the second one, it's do the most out of the time you have with your kid.
Gabriel.
Yeah, I was thinking if I was thinking about like in the early stages, like when they're just a few months, and to remember that if you're a first-time dad, that their language that they have is crying, and you need to be aware of and not be like stressed out that they are crying, and just try to keep calm and try as many things you can possibly to soothe the baby. And a calm father is better than an angry or upset father.
Don't go around being angry at your baby.
Yeah, it doesn't help. So just calm down and remember that that's their way of communicating, and they need and like also remember their age. Like there are many things that you maybe would like to do, but they're still 1, 2, 3 years old, and there are things that they need time to learn and develop, and so you need to be patient and teach them things and expose them to things and let them explore, and don't rush, and just let them have their pace. There are many things that I can say, but
we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Gabe's got a whole dictionary inside of his life now, full of wisdom. I would probably say to a first-time dad would be, don't forget to pray. Pray for strength. Pray for patience. Pray for understanding. Pray for that God would help you to prioritize your priorities, because that's one of the things you guys were bringing up. So that would be one thing. And the other thing is that each couple sort of has to figure out, so when do you take your paternity leave? You should do it. I think that we're all in agreement that you should do it. But each couple has to sort of work that out. And don't let other people try to make you feel guilty or anything. Whether you take it exactly in the very beginning, or you don't take it exactly in the very beginning and you wait a month or something, or a couple of months, you got to do what you have to do. So you do what's good for you and your family. So that's a little bit advice and everything. Sorry, I have a cold, so I keep harkling all the time. So you'll hear that in the background. But one of the other things I think that is really important for dads is that just as your child is growing, you also have to grow. So that this is a time of life where a lot of changes come in. And often, unfortunately, children tend to take after our bad sides. So I think that the fact that all of my children have very strong wills, I wonder where did they get that from? Or the fact that that all of them, like I thought all of my children would be academic, but they tended to take like these sort of aesthetic kind of things and dancing and stuff like that. I was like, oh, what's up? What have you guys noticed that your children take after you? And what have you noticed, like both good things and bad things?
Yeah, I think there are things that I mean he's still kind of young. I think in some ways to show all the sides, but there are some sides that I've noticed that there's like maybe not specifically me, but that I noticed like as a behavior that me and Sumo, that's my wife's name, that we do that I can see him also doing.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I can pinpoint exactly but yeah, I see some tendencies. Yeah.
Jonathan?
Yeah, even she's 1 year old. From the beginning, she showed us her personal strength when it comes about personality and attitude. Like, we try to work on that. Like, okay, you have your own personality, but the attitude is very important in how showing your feelings. And even though she's not talking, she's showing us through attitude. Like, I don't want to do that, or like, give me the phone, or so something that we have to work on. And then she starts, I'm a man, so spending most of the time with me, she's more likely to look after tools and things that I was using every day. Or
you mean
like,
you're brainwashing her?
Yes and no, and I think it's gonna be up to her later on to decide what she's gonna do. So I think it's good to give your kids certain freedom choosing their future. Like, don't make him a pianist if he's not in love with music. Like, don't force the kid to do certain things.
Yeah. Gabriel? Ionathan? This has been a very serious thing. Can we have some fun now? We've been talking like really seriously all this time. Okay, I have this theory now that dads play a lot with their children. Moms nurture. So moms provide this sort of environment of protection, of safety, of comfort, of routine. And then dads also provide safety and things like that, but in a very different kind of way. Do you find that you play more, like physically play more with your children than your wife does, or is it about 50-50, or what do you think?
I would say that if I think of physically like lifting him up and doing those kind of things and maybe climbing up things, then yes, then I would be more in that area. But I mean, she also plays with him more, that she takes him to the playgrounds and he let him run around and maybe some more simpler stuff maybe. Yeah. So
because it takes us men to do the more complicated kind of things.
No, I'm not saying
Come
that.
on,
but
just tell the truth, Gabriel. Come on. It takes us men to do. Just say it.
No, but it's. But my wife is also inherently more, or not inherently, I would say, raised from her culture to be much more, like safety. Than what I am raised to have as a mindset.
Because you're a Viking. And so you're raised to go out there with, give the kid a knife and an axe and let him just go out. Come on, it's time to learn to chop.
Yeah.
And then your wife's like, no, he's got to cut himself. You're like, that's how they learn.
Yeah, exactly. That's more like that. If we can explore, if we can, like, of course, you need to make sure that certain things are within its limits, but he needs to explore and use his muscles, Or
there you go. See, it always comes up, ladies. Sorry.
No.
Muscles.
Yeah.
For me, I do most of the fun things with her. Like, we're listening loud music, we are fooling around, going to a swimming pool, like doing all the crazy stuff with her. And Ruth is more like teaching her, like, how to behave, how to eat, how to talk. This is the sock. You have to put it there. I'm like, socks, come on, like giggling and crawling under stuff and like being very playful with her. And Ruth is very like, okay, now we have to learn how to eat, and you have to do like this, and like, really? But we are very, and this is I think how God designed the family. One of men to be more practical and more pragmatic with the kids and have fun, and the mothers to teach the basic stuff, but also the father should help in this teaching process. And one thing that I think is important is if the mother teach the kid in a way to either eat, for instance, in a manner like don't eat with your mouth open.
Yeah.
I think it's important for the father to carry on with these things. Like you cannot cancel what your wife teaches your kid.
See, now you're not going to be sleeping outside tonight. Drats. You just saved yourself. I'm just kidding. Exactly. So it's good to support. I think it's good for families to, if you have a rule, you have to stick to the rule. I think for me, I mean, I'm just a crazy person. And so I did a lot of crazy things, whether we're having water fights in the house or whether like we would crawl under the tables and stuff, like we're running around or, so I was the one, obviously, it's the guy that's throwing the baby up in the air and the baby's like, and they keep doing that where like the human swing and they would ride on my back. Like I've never seen them ride on my wife's back. You know, I've never seen them toss them up in the air. When the kids got older, I remember challenging the boys and their friends to a snowball fight. So I built my snow castle. They built their snow castle. I had my snowballs. And we just had an all-out war. And my wife's like, you know, you're just so immature. I'm like, no, this is what guys do. This is part of being a dad. You know, or whether it was things like as they're learning how to ski. And my wife's like, did you make them wear a helmet? I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I actually didn't think about the helmet thing. I just thought, let's go. Let's go down the mountain. Come on. Woo. And so sometimes she's like, actually saved their life maybe more times than I would have done because I'm more like, just go ahead and do it, you know.
You're very spontaneous.
No, not at all.
But
really
when it's about like we said that your wife said that you're very mature. I read a quote that a man never grows up. He just changed the price for his toys.
Now you're gonna lose your man card. Now you just gave women ammunition. Gabriel, we have to stop talking to Ionathan.
Yeah. Do you want to deny the fact that you know me?
I have no toys.
No, your motorbike.
That's not a toy.
The drone.
That's a necessity.
The camera.
A necessity. These things are things that are needed. So
yeah, the kids need toys too.
All right. Well, today was Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. Happy
Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And before we wrap it all up, do we have any closing words that we want to give to fathers?
Love your children.
Oh, that was so nice. My gosh, I'm going to kiss you too. Oi. Ionathan? Say the same thing.
No. I have to say something else.
No, say the same thing. Say love your children.
No, don't. Love your children, but teach them that life is not all the time they can take life with a laughter on their face, with a smile on their face. The life is not serious all the time. Like, you don't have to be very sour every day about life.
I don't have anything smart to say, so I'm just going to say something crazy. No, I think for you dads out there, take care of yourself. Take care of your health. You're probably more important to your children than what you think. So don't run your body into the ground, and especially when it comes to work, find the balance between work and family. If you work so much so that you're just sort of an absentee father, you're going to regret that when you get older. At the same time, you want to show your kids that work is actually really important. So there's always that balance between those kind of things. And then my last advice is that if you're a hothead, get some help. You do not help your children by putting them down. I think that children should never be afraid of their father, but they should always feel that the dad's there to protect them. So if you got a problem with that, please get some help. That's just a word throwing out there. Because I wasn't raised by my father, but he wasn't a good dad. And so it would have been nice to have avoided that in life. All right, everyone. Hope that you have a really great Father's Day out there. I think the next time, one day again, Lynn will be back, and we'll talk more about some balanced things between men and women, not just us men things. Men, thank you for being a part of Fika for Life.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you.
Maybe you guys come back again sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give everyone a manly grunt.
Thank you for listening. If you have any comments or ideas, please send us a message to fikaforlife@mail.com. Fika, F-I-K-A. This was the Fika for Life podcast with Lynn Nguyen and Edward Thomas, and we hope to hear you again.